Hi and hello everyone. Welcome to episode 15 of Popping Culture Podcast. I'm Adrian.
I'm Jay.
And we are brought to you as always in sunny, warm Seattle, where I slipped on the ice walking in today.
Yeah, it's we got a little bit of snow this last week.
Yep.
Not a lot, but it just doesn't want to go away.
Which is funny because I'm used to a white Christmas. I was not used to a white Thanksgiving.
No,
it threw me completely.
Yeah, as I mentioned to you earlier, I actually lost power during Thanksgiving. We ate by candlelight. So
Which, romantic if it wasn't with your girlfriend's parents.
right, yeah, that was a little weird.
Well, maybe they're just trying to set a mood for you guys. Maybe your soon-to-be mother-in-law, not at all, like I don't know what to call her, is trying to hint that it is time for you to pop the question, get a little romance going in that relationship.
Go to popping question.
Ooh. Do you want to propose on air?
No.
Oh, I got really excited there for nothing.
Well, it
didn't
makes
I?
no sense because she's not here.
Nor has she watched.
No,
It's a little sad. Breaks my heart a little bit.
it's all right.
I'll call her. I'll talk to her about
There
it.
you go.
And while I'll talk to her about other things, how about Epic Brewing?
Yeah. So I was trying to remember. Epic is local, yes.
Epic, I feel like it is, but I am going to double check. No, not
No?
even close. We are
Oh.
way off.
Okay.
It is in Salt Lake City, buddy.
Wow.
So, Salt Lake beer, which is interesting. I'll be there at the end of January, so we'll see how that turns out.
Okay.
San Francisco is out. Salt Lake is in for my travels.
Fantastic. And there it is.
There it is. So, we have the Fermentation Without Representation Imperial Pumpkin Porter by Epic Brewing.
It's a lot of words.
It is a lot of words, and I'm hoping for a lot of good beer.
So I'm sorry, this is a porter, you said?
It is a Imperial Pumpkin Porter.
I actually don't know what the difference between an imperial porter and a regular porter is.
Well, this one comes from Royal Lineage.
Well, there you go.
Boom, boom, ch. So while I'm pouring, hopefully everyone had a happy holiday.
You had a warmer holiday than I did.
I don't even want to talk about my holiday. I want to talk about my Christmas. My Christmas is going to be amazing. It's going to be epic. Yeah, it is.
Oh.
Because what am I doing for Christmas? Nothing. I'm not even leaving my house.
So I'm going to make sure that your wife's parents watch this episode.
Oh, they do. Oh, yeah. No, they don't
Yeah.
know we're not going over there for
Right.
Christmas.
Yeah,
Eee.
surprise.
Mum's the word. Luckily, they don't watch either. All right.
There you
Cheers, buddy. Oh, I like that.
I'm not sure that I do like that.
It's not very portery, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's not that I don't like it. It's just not what I was expecting in that first sip.
Nope, I would agree. It is definitely lighter than a porter would be. I like the subtlety, though. I like that the pumpkin's not in my face. I like that the spices aren't in my face.
Right.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, because we had a couple of the pumpkin beers back in October that were, hey, let me throw a huge thing of nutmeg right
Yep.
at you.
Not the best pumpkin porter I had. That record is still held by Red Hook.
Yeah.
But I'm happy with this beer. What I'm not happy with is the things I've been watching recently. Oh, Jay,
no.
the horrors.
What?
The horrors.
What is it you've been watching lately?
Let's talk about movies, because I
Okay.
feel like we both have some room to cry about.
I don't know that I would say that. For myself.
You watched Mockingjay.
Yes, I did.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Are you going to give a positive review on Mockingjay?
I am.
Shh, listeners, let's
So-
listen.
So I had issues at the beginning because there was some real bad acting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't think Jennifer Lawrence. I've seen her do better emotional work in other movies. This was not that. Her angry scenes at the beginning when they were in that conference room or whatever, she's talking to the president. Or whatever,
Oh, yeah.
there was. I don't want to do this. Just nothing. No emotion behind it.
No, very monotone, very, not really in the mood.
Yeah. But no, I didn't think the movie was as bad as you did.
Okay.
I thought there were some good parts of the movie. There was also some parts where I'm like, I could do without this. But I think overall, I was entertained by the movie.
Okay. So I was bored. You were
Yeah.
entertained.
Yeah.
What did you think about the whole camera crew thing? Like following her around with a camera crew?
Well, it was part of the book, so I was fine with it.
Okay. How do you feel about, like, so for me, I thought the acting of the camera crew and the fact that they were involved was just needless. Like their acting was subpar.
Yeah, I mean, I would say a lot of the characters in the movie, their ability to emote was very mute.
Like the mute guy who couldn't speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like that? He was the best actor out of the crew. But no, I mean, I think, yeah, there's definitely, there could have been more depth to it.
Oh, absolutely.
But like I said, I read the book. I understood the purpose of the camera crew. And I think it really showed in some of those scenes where she was, when they were in District 8 and the hospital got bombed.
Right.
Like, they were able to capture that and make and they said it right out. It was propaganda.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely.
So I don't know. I think it worked. I was fine with it.
Captain America was propaganda, and look how
Right.
well that turned out.
Yeah.
So, okay. Again, I wasn't a fan of it. I'm not gonna say it was the worst movie I saw this year. The worst movie I saw this year, I watched over the Thanksgiving holiday.
Which was?
Dumb and Dumber 2.
Why would you even do that?
Oh my goodness. It was, I don't want to say bad. I feel like
You
me
can.
calling me calling that movie bad is an insult to the word bad. Like, I want a worse, if you guys, I'm not great with words, so if you could think of a word that would sum up like 5 levels of worse beyond bad, that's what that movie was.
Insufferable.
Yeah, I'd say that's about right. Like, it was, it wasn't funny. I cracked a couple smiles.
Did you like the first Dumb?
Oh, I loved it.
Okay.
Of course. But I couldn't even crack a smile. Like, it wasn't clever. It wasn't even like slapstick Three Stooges funny. It was just, what's the grossest thing we could do it, and it still just wasn't funny.
Okay.
Like, I love inappropriate humor. I love gross awkwardness. They tried to encapsulate it, and it did not work.
Okay.
So I was really disappointed with that movie. So yeah. The whole premise is Jeff Daniels' character, not Lloyd, but Harry, finds out he has a daughter and that he needs a kidney. So they go in search of this daughter to get the kidney.
So wait, he's going to try to talk his daughter that he didn't know anything about into giving up one of her organs for him?
That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
And do you remember the first Dumb and Dumber movie where they were being followed by somebody and like they thought that they were like criminal geniuses and like how they were doing all these things to evade them, and it was all just dumb luck?
Yeah.
That was the exact same thing that happened in this movie.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Except with Rob Riggle.
Okay.
Rob Riggle's funny, but I was watching the same movie with worse jokes. And of course, it's the same thing. Lloyd sees the girl, falls in love with the girl, decides he's going to do everything just because of this girl. Harry finds out, he gets mad. Like, it was the same as the first movie.
They thought maybe people forgot in the last 20 years? Or?
Apparently so. Like, because the thing I found, I don't want to say remarkable because there's nothing remarkable about it. Jim Carrey refused to do a second Dumb and Dumber for 20 years.
Right.
But he did this one.
And this is how it turned out.
So how much money is that guy have left? Because clearly he must be broke if this is what he was like. Because no one read that. Like, I cannot imagine he's sitting there making weird ass faces and going like, this is the script that must be performed. I think he was sitting there making weird ass faces at his bank account eating top ramen. Is like, shit, I need some money.
My In Living Color money's gone.
Right? Fireman Bill only went so far.
Let me show you something. Okay, so that was not a good movie.
It was not a good movie.
Did you watch any other movies this past week? 10 days?
I rewatched Maleficent, so I don't know if that really counts. And watched the Lego movie.
I was not as impressed with the Lego movies I thought I was going to be. It was hyped a lot. And I watched it and I'm like, it's a decent movie.
But it didn't meet the hype.
No, it was not the groundbreaking epic that everybody made it out to be.
Well, I think that's always a big problem when you go into movies like that. Like, going opening weekend, which I prefer to do, is because I don't want to know too much about what I'm getting into.
Right.
Because if it doesn't live up to the hype, I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
And if it exceeds my expectations, I'm pleased. I can see, like, I loved Lego Movie. I'm not sure if it's deserving of all the hype, but I still really enjoyed it.
Like I said, I thought it was a good movie, but I was hearing high praise from everybody. It was a family-friendly movie.
It was,
you
absolutely.
Take your kids to it, and
you could.
It's not one of these dumb kids movies where they throw a couple adult jokes and they're like, it was enjoyable for all ages. I'm like, oh, cool. And I liked the parts with Batman. I thought that was funny.
Well, yeah, he works in shades of black or
and
very dark
gray.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there was funny parts in it, but it was.
Yeah. That's actually one of Jess's favorites from that movie is the Batman thing. Like,
right.
Every time she sees Batman, that line is going to be said. It's adorable every time, though. Like,
Yeah,
you would
yeah.
think after a year it's getting old. I'm like, ah, shit, that's still cute. Speaking of movies that are not going to, well, that was not good.
Right.
I'm sorry, Dumb and Dumber was not good. What is not going to be good is the Fantastic Four reboot.
Oh, no.
Did you see the synopsis that was released for this movie?
Was this recently?
Oh, it was like 3 days
Okay,
ago.
then no, I have
Oh
not.
my gosh.
So here's my knowledge of this movie.
Okay.
They apparently are not supposed to be superheroes. They're supposed to be people with abilities, but not necessarily superheroes. It's all going to be found footage, and they're not going to be. I don't know.
So, one, I was curious about how Johnny's black and Sue's white and brother and sister. You knew there was going to be an adoption somewhere. Turns out Sue's the adopted one. Don't really care too much about that. Take it or leave it. That was the best news I read out of the whole synopsis. So, they're computer hackers.
Are you kidding me?
No. Victor Von Doom, his name is not Victor Von Doom. It's Victor Domschek, something ridiculous,
Okay.
who's also a hacker. And what happens is the Fantastic Four go to a different world where they acquire their powers, then come back to our world. So Doom doesn't have any mystical powers. He's a hacker and controls his Doom bots telekinetically.
Oh god,
Like, yeah, that's the synopsis.
this is terrible.
I know, right?
Did you hear that the cast of this movie got killed off in the Fantastic Four comic though?
I did see
yeah,
that. I did
Like
see
they
that.
were just they drew them in and they're dead.
And they got blown up in the diner. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was pretty funny. But yeah, I that's gonna be terrible.
Oh, it's gonna be so bad. Like, there's some movies that are so bad I can't wait to see it. Like Ghost Rider was so bad, but I couldn't wait to see it.
And then Ghost Rider 2.
Yeah.
And-
Again, so bad, couldn't wait to see it.
Right.
Like, when the trailer for Ghost Rider 2 is him pissing fire, and you're like, oh, that has to be like a promo for the trailer or something. No, it's in the actual movie.
Yeah.
But Fantastic Four, I'm like, oh. And here's the other thing. They're done filming on it.
Uh-huh.
It's in the canon and editing. I haven't seen anything about it released. Like, there's a reason nothing is being released for
Right.
that movie.
I'm pretty sure it was shot on an iPhone.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the iPhone 6 came out, they had to redo the movie.
Right.
So they made
Well,
them
hold on.
hackers.
Let's do this scene in HDR. Come on.
so that is one movie I'm horribly looking forward to not watching. But one I'm super excited for, Star Wars.
Okay.
Did you watch the trailer?
Nope.
Okay, you know what? Oh.
So here's my thing.
Yep, what's your thing?
Loved the original trilogy.
Yeah, it's fair.
The second trilogy was hit or miss.
Yeah.
I'm going to see the episode 7 in theaters.
Yeah, you have to.
I don't want to know anything about it.
Okay.
I want to go in like I've never even heard of Star Wars.
So I'm with you for the most part. I watched the teaser trailer. I've ignored every article being released. I've avoided every spoiler possible. I've avoided every images. I'm going to watch the teaser trailer and the full-length trailer, and that is it. I'm not reading articles. I'm not trying to find more news out. That is what I'm sticking with.
Okay.
So in the trailer, it was only like 30 seconds long. Small clips. Everyone is really upset right now by the lightsaber.
Right. I've seen the pictures of the lightsaber.
Okay.
Now
With the hilts. With the flame hilts.
Yeah. Have you seen that it's essentially a ripoff of the Oatmeal cartoon?
No.
So the guy that does the Oatmeal posted, when that image got released, he posted a thing, because he did a comic, it was probably 5-6 years ago now, I think, Wookiee Jesus. And it's a Wookiee with the Jesus robe, and he's carrying a lightsaber that looks like a cross, and it's a 3-pronged lightsaber. He's like, I'm so glad that they included my Wookiee Jesus in the new Star Wars.
That's cute. But it also kind of makes sense. Like, a sword with a hilt makes sense. Like, there's a reason you have hilts, right?
Right. Protect your hands.
And after everybody, like, Vader lost a hand, Luke lost a hand, like, everyone keeps losing hands. That dude
Right.
just kind of learned the deal. Like, a hilt is going to save my hand.
Yeah.
Count Dooku lost both his hands.
Right.
The hilt I'm fine with. Not that worried.
Okay.
I have full faith in this movie. Okay? Disney's on board, and they do not fail. J.J. Abrams is on board. He's been doing great with Star Trek. The cast is, like, I'm excited for this.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Here's something I laughed about when I first heard that J.J. Abrams was going to be the head of this.
Okay?
So you know, the people that aren't super big Star Trek fans or Star Wars fans, but they kind of reference it, they mix the shit up all the time.
Absolutely.
So is this just the both franchise saying, fuck it, people can't tell the difference anyways, we're going to have the same guy do both?
Just do everything.
Yeah.
So are you thinking we might have a Klingon show up to fight a Wookiee?
Maybe.
The language is pretty close to the
Yeah.
same.
You're going to have Data in the background. He's hanging out with R2 and C3PO.
I was about to say Data and C-3PO turn out the same person.
Right.
No, man, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited by it. I don't care about the hilted lightsaber. Stephen Colbert really cares about it, though.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
he did a whole rant about it, and it was awesome. I love the Colbert Report. So yeah, that's all I got for movies. One I'm super excited for, and we'll can't wait to watch. One I'm not excited for, and we'll still watch opening weekend.
There you go.
Go.
Because you're going to pay so much extra money.
I'm going to pay all the extra money for it. Although I will probably actually pay for Star Wars.
Really?
I want that in IMAX. And my pass does not work on IMAX.
There you go.
So I won't go opening day to the IMAX because that is just asking for a stampede.
Right.
I'll still go to the Cinebar. Maybe a month after it's released, I'll
Go
go
see
see it
it
in
again.
IMAX. Yeah.
Now, which IMAX do you go to? Because we actually have a couple around here now.
No, we have one and a bunch of lies. Okay. We have Pacific Science Center,
Okay.
which is your official IMAX. Huge story-wide screen. The sound is all behind it with the huge speakers. We have a bunch of IMAX theaters that aren't IMAX.
IMAX Light.
Yeah, they're like slightly bigger screens with IMAX projectors. Okay, big deal. Like the sound and everything else is not that much of an
Okay.
improvement compared to Pacific Science Center.
And the Science Center is the only one I've been to.
Okay,
I just know that Thornton Place really advertises, we're IMAX.
and they are. I remember the first one that actually was IMAX that wasn't IMAX was Lincoln Cinema in Bellevue.
And I've been there. That's not IMAX.
No, it's
No.
not. Thornton Plaza is the same way, dude. Like
Okay.
they claim to be IMAX because they have the projector
Right.
and they have the sound, but it's not the real sound. It's still not the real screen.
Okay.
So
So that reminds me of something I meant to talk to you about. When I went and saw Mockingjay,
okay,
I went and saw it at the Everett Theater because, I mean, it's the closest one.
it's closest to you.
By the way, there was 5 people in that theater, including Jess and I. 9 a.m. show on Thanksgiving Day. Nobody there.
You were telling me that Thanksgiving Day is the day to watch
Yeah.
movies.
Well, and you have to go to one of the first 2 or 3 shows.
Sure.
Because there was more people in the next showing. Still not a full theater by any means.
But
maybe
getting
15,
there.
20. It was in 4K.
Oh, really?
Now, I don't even have I don't watch things in high def at home. I watch everything in standard.
It's the same. You should.
Well, yeah. My TV.
Okay.
Anyways, so like I watch everything in standard def, so I'm not even used to like HD. So going from standard def to 4K, I'm like, this is fucking weird. There was a point in the movie where you see Jennifer Lawrence in a profile view. I could see the hairs on her neck.
Oh, really? Like the little
Yeah,
light
I'm like,
hairs.
this is way too crisp right now.
So a buddy of mine just got a brand new 4K 3D curved TV. Like if there was a gimmick in the TV, he bought it.
It's Samsung, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Samsung.
Yeah, they're the ones doing that.
He was telling me though that the 3D on it surpasses the 3D you see in movie theaters.
Okay.
And like I don't know if you've ever seen it or not. And if anybody at home has seen it, let me know if that's true or if he's just really trying to pimp out his new TV.
I can't see in 3D, so
I know. Oh,
yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Can't you get like 3D glasses over your glasses? Oh, never mind. I just realized the problem
There
with
you
that. Sorry, guys. Hey, let's
Sure.
move on to TV.
go. Okay, fantastic.
There we go. What have you been watching?
So I am completely caught up with Pretty Little Liars now. This last weekend was a 4-day weekend for me, and it was the first time I'd had more than one day off in 32 days.
Right.
So I was like, I'm gonna watch me some TV.
Okay.
So I'm now caught up completely on Pretty Little Liars.
Are you glad about that fact? Like,
I am.
Is it worth the effort?
Yeah, no,
Okay, cool.
I've talked about that show a lot on here. I enjoy that show. I get made fun of for liking that show.
By who?
Everybody.
What?
But yes, I do enjoy that show. So I'm caught up, which is good because it's coming back in like 2 weeks.
Awesome.
I finished the first season of Heart of Dixie. I am now about 6 episodes into the second season.
Okay.
Just finished the second season last night.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Speaking of Heart of Dixie, was there Thanksgiving at all in your household?
No, because I wasn't
Ah.
at my house.
Oh, that's
But I did get. So I'm on Pinterest, the site, and I did get an email from them on either the day before Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving Day, and it was a Planksgiving email.
Okay.
I'm like, cool. I'm glad I'm not the only one out there
Okay.
that watches this show.
that's awesome. I'm sorry for your interruption.
you're
Go ahead. Yeah, yeah.
So she finished season 2 last night. She tried to start season 3, and she said it wouldn't work. Like, it wouldn't play season 3, episode 1. So I made a joke. I'm like, oh, good, it worked. It didn't let you. You're not gonna get that much farther ahead of me.
If only there was a way to really lock down the account, so you had to enter a password to watch it.
I set her up a separate account.
Sure.
So in your Netflix, you can have multiple users.
Yeah.
So she has a separate user account, but I'm still the primary
Primary.
account. So I really could go in and say she can't watch this or that or the other.
Can
thing.
you really lock out show specifics?
I think you may be able. I haven't gone into it too much. I know you can say anything above this.
Right, you
rating.
can parental.
So
lock.
I could say you can't watch anything above G, and she
And-
wouldn't be able to watch.
Oh my, do it! Oh
I
God,
sh- I
do
should,
it, please.
But then she could just be like, "Oh, well, then I'm going to sign into your account," because there's not a password on when you bring it up on Xbox or even the website. You just click a button and it just shows up.
Well, then what's stopping kids from changing it from the kids to the parent?
Maybe there is a way to password.
I say because like my niece is only 7, but she is savvy enough to know how to do that.
Next week, I'll let you know how that works.
Awesome.
So I was watching that. There was no Sons of Anarchy last week, so that was back last night. I'll watch that tonight or tomorrow or something like that.
Spoiler: everyone dies.
No, there's 2 episodes left of the show,
No, like
and there's literally like only 4 people left alive. So I think by the end of the last episode, there will be maybe a baby left, and that's it.
the baby and Katie Seagal. That is.
Oh no, she's dying.
Is she really?
She's got to die.
No.
You're gonna watch the show, so I won't tell you everything.
That's.
But if she's alive at the end of the show, I don't know. It's only going to be because her husband is the creator.
But her hair, like,
I know,
can survive anything.
right?
Like that and Twinkies will outlive us all.
Yeah, it's true. And then the other thing I watched, I'm caught up on Arrow. I'm not caught up on Flash. I watched more of Burning Love. 3 more episodes of that.
What season? 1,
Still-
2, or 3?
still one.
Still 1. Okay. What are you
Uh,
thinking?
It's still hilarious.
Right?
I was a little upset when Kristen Bell got eliminated.
Oh,
So I'm like, I really want to see her go through the end.
of course. It's Kristen Bell.
But we laughed very hard when the crazy psycho girl gets eliminated. I don't
The
remember her name.
one.
Well, the one like super needy attached. Like,
Oh yes, yeah. She comes back for
Yeah.
season 3.
oh no,
Yes,
3 or 2.
3. She comes back
So
for
she's
3.
a contestant on 3 again.
So season 3 is all the old contestants back competing for
Okay.
$900 because it's going to change their
Oh yeah,
life.
yeah. But no, when she doesn't get the hose, and she's like, no, I'm not leaving. And they're like chasing each other around the table, and he's like, I'm just gonna go outside, and she'll follow me, and then I'll come back in and lock the door. So that was pretty funny.
It's such a good show.
And then Walking Dead.
Okay.
Which huge internet debacle over this
All right.
episode of Walking Dead.
So tell me about this.
Okay.
I've only heard bits and pieces. What's going on?
Okay, so without naming names, because there could be people watching and or listening to this that have not watched the episode, there is a major character that dies at the end of the episode.
Is it a walker?
Yeah, it's a
Is it-
zombie that just keeps
Do
coming
they
back.
finally kill one of the freaking walkers? No, I'm yeah.
With the way TV works, as most of you probably know if you watch it on cable, shows air at different times in different parts of the country. So at in Eastern time, it'll play, and then it'll play an hour later, which is at that point the same time in Central.
Sure.
So
So
it's
8
staggered.
o'clock, whatever
Yeah, so it's
time
8
zone
o'clock
you're in.
local to your time zone. AMC, their social media person,
Oh,
and it may be specifically for Walking Dead. I don't know how it works, but on the Walking Dead Facebook account, and I think maybe on the Twitter account
on the
also,
official account.
the official account, they posted a picture right after the East Coast feed aired. That was a picture of the person who died, and it said "R.I.P." with the character's name. This is before it happens in any of the other 3 time zones in America. Actually, there's like 5 time zones in America. I stop at Pacific because I don't care about anybody any farther away.
Hawaii doesn't count.
Right? Yeah, and Alaska doesn't count either.
What? That's still part of us.
Yeah, I don't know. I keep expecting Canada to be like, whatever.
That's,
So yeah, they post this up, and there was this huge outrage because all these people who hadn't been able to watch the episode yet now knew that this character died.
do you think they just assume everybody gets it from torrents and it's already out there anyways?
Well, it would have been before you could have even torrented it, because it not that I would know, but I would assume that it has to air in its entirety in the East Coast time zone with somebody recording it, and then they have to encode it and upload it.
So
And this was like within 5 minutes of the end of the episode. So you wouldn't have even been able to download it and watch it yet.
like I'm trying to think of how much that would piss me off. Not a lot, but I would imagine like watching fan reactions to stuff that happens on TV, they get so invested
Right.
that I would imagine like I would lose my shit.
Well, and here's the other thing. There's been this huge trend in the last 5 years since DVRs and TiVos and things came out where people don't always watch it live.
No,
So,
you wait for it to cue so you can fast forward through the commercials.
right. Or, maybe you're busy on the night it airs and you have to watch it the next night or the night after that. Like, I didn't end up watching the show until Monday night.
Right.
Uh,
But by then, did you see the feed, the Twitter feed?
I saw it right after it got posted.
Yeah.
So I saw it at 7:05 Sunday night. And I'm like, I really hope that this isn't actually what happened and that this is just some sort of teaser.
Right.
And you find out, oh no, that person didn't really die. It's like Nightwing where they were only dead for like 30 seconds.
But no, dead.
Dead. Yeah. No mistake about it with the way it happens. So, and then that was the mid-season finale. So we got to wait till February now for the next episode. So I would not be surprised if the person that posted that
Lost their
got asked to pack their things the next day.
So they did not get a hose.
No,
They
got hosed.
they got kicked
but
out
they
of the
did not
burning
get
house of
hosed.
love. All
Yeah.
right.
There was smoke, but there was no fire.
She's damaged goods, but still goods. So what I've been watching, a lot of the F word.
Okay.
So I
You
have
seem to be obsessed with this show now.
completed season 2.
Okay.
I'm in the middle of season 3, which is the last season, and I don't know what I'm gonna watch after that.
Okay.
Like, I have watched every other Gordon Ramsay show ever, so I'm done. Like, I'm just gonna turn off my TV, right? Like, what other option do I have left? Oh, Sons, I guess.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
You could do a binge watch of House Hunters. You ever watch House Hunters? That's a fun show.
No, I don't even want to hear you talk to me about
All
this.
right. I just thought, you've talked about maybe buying a house soon.
Ugh. We
Sorry.
met with our mortgage broker yesterday. Ugh. That's drama, I'll tell you off air.
All right.
You guys don't need to know my financials. Just rest assured, I'm fucking loaded.
Obviously, that's why we do this,
What else am I gonna do with my free time?
right?
Please. So yeah, a lot of the F word. So season 1, he raised turkeys.
Right.
The kids got super attached.
Yeah.
They slaughtered the turkeys. They ate the turkeys.
Okay.
Season 2, pigs.
Right. That's what you're saying.
The kids didn't get as attached.
Didn't you say he got more
He
attached?
got attached. Here's the messed up part, dude. You see them slaughter the pigs.
Oh.
You don't just see them go to slaughter everything. So they electrocute the pigs to put them in a shock. You see them hang them up. You see them slit their throat. You see the blood pool. You see them cut them open. You see them take out their innards. You see them skin them. Like, they show every single piece of it. Like, really?
So you guys went to IHOP for breakfast afterwards?
Is it weird that I had bacon?
Right.
So to be fair, like, no joke, I did have a pork product for breakfast like 2 hours later. I'm a horrible person. So yeah, so season 2 is pigs, season 3 is lambs.
Oh, nice.
So they're just getting cuter and cuter. That's why they had to stop and not do season 4, because what is going to be cuter than
Cats.
a baby lamb? Yeah, right? We've decided to go to humans. Like, what option do you have past lambs?
We're going to open a Chinese restaurant. We need some practice.
We need some dogs and cats. So I almost threw the F word. I was telling you before, in this season, it's no longer a quest to have women get back in the kitchen. It is now for people to get away from fast food and just switch over to food that they can cook just as quickly.
Right.
So in episode 1, they had 3 nurses that all live off of like frozen food and
Right.
fast food. So he told one of them to get in their car, go to the local grocery store, buy a frozen meal that they would usually eat, bring it back, heat it up, and by the time that was done, the meal the other girls prepared would be done.
Okay.
And sure enough, it was, because it's TV. They're not going to, it's going to go in
Right.
his favor.
Yeah, he's not gonna be like, oh, I'm still chopping parsley over
That's
here.
right.
Can you go back?
I'm still explaining how to properly mince the meat. So the other thing that's going on is they're talking about the fat content in fast food and frozen foods, and one of the other. One of them they compared is Prince Charles owns a frozen food company, which I was not aware of. And he went on record saying that his food is more healthy than McDonald's. So they're like, is it really?
Challenge
Is it
accepted.
really, Charlie? So yeah, they did. They were looking through all of his like food, and it's all like sugar and this and like horrible. Like the mushroom pie even had brown sugar and refined sugar, like all this weird shit in it. So Gordon has a woman, another celebrity female chef on the show, and she was gonna eat nothing but that food for 10 days.
Oh.
And she couldn't do it. She's
No.
like 2 days in, I was out. So they got a set of twins. And they went to the doctor before the test to make sure that all their cholesterol was close to the same and blood pressure and everything else. One ate nothing but McDonald's for 10 days. One ate nothing but, Prince Charles frozen food for 10 days. They then went to the doctor. The person who ate the McDonald's for 10 days was healthier than the person who ate the frozen food. Like the cholesterol in 10 days, like remarkable difference in cholesterol, fat ratio, like all these things that you're like, it's only been 10 days. Like how much could that have affected you? Apparently a lot.
Okay.
So long story short, more Hawks boxes,
Right.
less frozen burritos,
No,
buddy.
that sounds like a plan.
I'm in for another Hawks box.
I don't know that I could do another one.
No, God, no. I don't. I think I'd lose my eyesight to diabetes. Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's the F word.
That's the F word. And I've been season 3 of Burning Love. It's not as funny as the first two, but it's still funny enough that I want to keep watching.
Okay.
They're competing for $900. And I love that they keep talking about this money like it is going to change their life. Like they're like, do you know what we could do with $900? Like our lives would be changed. Like we will be so much better. Like all this stuff. And there's challenges now.
Okay.
Like in the winter of challenges to get to kick people off and that kind of thing. And like one of the things that was like a fruit run was the challenge. There's a big table about this size and it's covered with fruit. You have to run 5 feet, grab a piece of fruit, run back another 5 feet. Whoever makes it back first wins. So they're going over all the fruit, and the host was like, there's blueberries, bananas, tomato. And everyone's like, no, tomato's not a fruit. And he's like, tomato is a fruit. And they go through it all. And then people run, grab it, and run back. And the winner grabbed a blueberry, and the second place grabbed a plum. And he's like, what made you choose the blueberry? He's like, I thought it was small. It wouldn't have the resistance. Like one person's like, I got a pineapple because I thought it'd be like a football. Like you see him like falling and tripping because it's... And he's like, well, none of you chose the tomato like I suggested. And had you, inside if you squished it was $5.
What?
And they all get pissed off because they, $5? You know what I could have done with $5? Are you kidding me?
Oh.
So it's not as good as the other season. Still so good though. So much worth
Is
watching.
it the same? Is it Michael Ian Black hosting?
Michael's still Ian Black hosting. A lot of the people are, so it's all the contestants from season 1 and 2
Right.
are now back competing for the $900.
Okay.
And it's good. You can't just, the downside is you can't just watch season 1. You can't just watch season 2 or 3. You have to watch them consecutively to figure out who the characters are and why they're acting in the ways that they are.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
there's that. That's about it for me and TV, man.
Okay.
So shall we move on to what this is really about?
The more beer.
I was going to say beer, but then I realized we're all out, buddy.
You're all out. He's literally just getting drops out of that.
Yeah, no, it's out.
Yeah.
It's out. Let's talk about comics
Okay.
then.
What do you got over there?
So, a couple things I want to talk about first. Before I move on any further, guys, Google the DC Comics Darwin Cook variant covers. They're super cool. Like, I really, really like these. On my pull list, I have Green Lantern, Earth 2, which if you look at the covers, Barbara Gordon kicking ass with her son. Future's End, Earth 2 Worlds End, Sinestro, Inhuman, Secret 6, and Grayson.
Okay. I had a funny thing happen to me today before I read off what I got.
Yeah, you did.
So we mentioned earlier there's snow on the ground here.
Snow and ice.
Ish. I've seen more ice in my freezer on the back wall, but
To be fair, it does depend on the road. Like,
Right.
the road to my house never sees sunlight.
Yeah.
Never.
right.
So it is still a block of ice.
Yeah. So there's a couple shops here in the area that they did not get their comic delivery on time. My shop that I go to, it opens at 11 a.m. My lunch break at work is at 11 a.m. So typically I drive to the other town to my comic shop to get my comics on my lunch break. That way I don't have to do it after work. I show up there at about 11:15 and they're like, we don't have comics. They have not been delivered yet. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? So I had to go back to work without comics. And then I had to go to the shop after work, like I don't like doing.
No one should ever have to work without comics.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Barbaric.
So when I finally did get my comics, what was in my box, my physical comics this week was Sinestro and Green Lantern,
And think, if you cancel Green Lantern books, you'd have no physical comics this week.
which I would have had no wasted trip to the comic shop.
Bite your tongue. You know,
And then I got a bunch of digitals this week also. I got the new issue of Batman Eternal, also Evil Empire, Grayson, and The Names. And then a comic that I bought between last episode and this episode that I will be talking about here in a minute. The Kitchen, #1.
So I'm going to start with Grayson, #5. I've been enjoying Grayson. As I mentioned before, I like that they're finally taking the DCU in a different direction. In this issue, I had to go through my database, because I have an online database of all my comics because I'm that guy. And I started reading it. It's like 4 pages in. I'm like, I feel like I'm missing something. No, I read issue 4. So it starts in the middle of a story, and it's just like, you know what, deal with it, guys. This is where it starts. That's fine. It didn't really matter. It starts off with Midnighter from Stormwatch, Dick Grayson and Helena in the desert. Their plane crashed, and they're holding on to this baby. And it's all about this baby. And Midnighter's like, give me the baby. I will kill you both. Give me this baby.
So I'm sorry. Who's writing this book?
Tim Seeley?
Did Tim Seeley just read Cable? Because this is Cable and Baby Hope and Bishop. That's what you just described to me.
How dare you? They're not traveling through time. She's not the baby messiah. I love Grayson, but he does not have the powers Cable has. The point is, they had this baby and it crashed. They were trying to get the baby to bring it back to the organization. Midnighter wanted it for Stormwatch.
Okay.
So they're stranded on. So now they crashed in the desert with limited water, no resources, and they just keep walking. The entire issue is them walking through the desert. First, Helena drops because she has part of the helicopter that crashed in her, so she passes out. Dick covers her up, leaves her with some water, hopes that somebody will come along in time because of the emergency beacon and find her. They keep walking, and Midnighter's like, he's threatening them. He's telling them why he's enhanced, how he could beat Grayson. Just give him the baby. Give him the baby.
So okay, I'm not looking at these pages. So I wanna understand this. Are they walking like side by side in the desert? And
Yes.
he's just like, I could kill you. I could kill you. Give me the baby.
Yes.
That's kind of ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie.
So, like, seriously, like, walking in the desert, Helena goes first. He's explaining how he could kill him, and Helena gets the better of him. She drops first. They keep walking. He keeps threatening him till Grayson backhands him.
That's what you do.
They keep walking. Eventually, Midnighter collapses.
Okay.
And it's just Grayson walking, talking to the baby, about to die. And then suddenly, because they explained how far they were from the closest city, this Jeep rolls up with this couple who's been praying for a child. So there's Grayson passed out. They take the baby. So Grayson and Helena get picked back up eventually by Spiral, and you find out the baby is not a regular baby. The baby's got superpowers. That's why they wanted the baby.
Have we seen Black Adam in the New 52 yet?
Oh yeah, we've seen Black Adam. But you think that would be Black Adam?
Well, it parallels the Superman story. Maybe it was the whole Red Sun where he grows up to be bad because of where he gets raised.
That would be. Hey, Black Adam's not bad. He's just dead set on protecting his country and destroying everything that may get in the way of him protecting that country. That is what a good dictator does, man.
Right? Yeah. No. I mean, that's why we all should have idolized Saddam Hussein.
You don't have a mural to Hussein in your house? Okay, next you're going to tell me you don't have a Hitler tattoo. Am I kidding? Come on. Get your head out your ass, buddy. Anyways, so Grayson overall was good. I enjoyed it. It left me with a lot of questions that I want answered, but in that good way.
Okay.
Like, who's the parent of the child? Where does a child go? Like, what's going on? And I want to see what's going on within the organization that Dick's infiltrating. Like, I'm on board with Grayson right now.
Okay. Cool.
Enjoying it.
Cool. First one I'm going to talk about is the names number 4.
Okay.
So if you remember in this one, there's this weird organization again that they are part of the whole financial business, and you find out that they're actually calling a lot of the shots of things that are going around in the world. They're like the Illuminati of money.
Oh my God, that's the best kind of Illuminati to be.
Right? Yeah. I mean, it's better than the Illuminati of like stuffed or rubber ducks or
Beanie
something.
Babies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there
No,
you go.
those guys really, they tanked that market.
Yeah. I had some of those. Not by choice.
Funny story. So I always rolled my eyes because my aunt used to collect Beanie Babies. And there was like a couple she paid hundreds for. But she's like, one day these things are going to be worth so much money and this and that. You roll your eyes then. Guess what they're worth now?
Yeah. So there was a guy in the first issue. There was like a mental implant that when the boss said jump out the window, he jumped out the window.
Right.
So now his wife and his son, who are not related, it's the stepmom. She's like 23, right?
Good for him.
They are trying to piece together some clues that he left behind. In the last issue, the clues led them to an empty hotel room. In the hotel room was nothing but a laptop that had a message to them on it. Well, the kid found the hotel room first, left, went to get the mom. What you find out is there's this assassin who followed the kid there. When the kid left, he got to the computer, erased all the videos from the dead husband, and now they don't have any of that information.
Okay, so evidenceless.
Yeah. So the mom and the kid get back to the hotel room. They go to play the video, and it's a video of this assassin. And he's like, hey, this is what I just did. Oh, by the way, I'm right behind you. And they turn around. Sure enough, he's right behind him. So he ties him up or gets him whatever. He's about to kill him. He's on the phone with his boss saying, I have them. I'm going to kill him. They come up with a plan to escape. Before they can actually enact their plan, some other people show up that are security guards for this organization. And they're going to take down this rogue serial killer or enforcer or whatever.
The assassin?
Yeah, because the assassin, he's going against the wishes of
the main boss.
Yeah. Because they don't. The main boss doesn't want the two people dead. He wants them to come back alive. He's like, I'm gonna kill you. That way we don't have all the loose ends are tied up.
Okay.
What you find out is one of the people on the security force has a mental implant in him. So the assassin guy, who's called the surgeon, says a keyword, and that guy takes his gun and kills all the other cops with him. So you find out there's actually like a splinter cell within that are
there's
like
a
rogue agents.
There's an Illuminati within the Illuminati?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Super weird.
It's like a Russian nesting doll of secrecy.
So during the gunfight that's happening, the stepmom and the kid are able to go get the laptop and get away. The kid thinks he can recover the information on it.
Sure.
Earlier in the issue, when the guy was on the phone, the kid, who is super like autistic, like he's like this genius level, but he has no social skills, so they call him autistic. They don't know if that's really what he is. He said, "I'm about to die, and my biggest regret is that I've never seen a naked woman, not in the flesh." So, can you guess what happens?
Oh God, not the stepmom.
Yeah,
Ew!
she's like, we made it out alive, and I was thinking about what you said earlier, and I want to make sure that you don't have that regret anymore, so turn around. And she like drops her robe. And that's the end of the issue.
Oh, so much wrong.
Right?
Why are you reading this book?
It's a good book. That's
really?
Just weird.
So wait a minute, she told him to turn around so he couldn't even see her
No,
naked?
so she walked up behind him. He was like trying to get the computer working.
Oh,
I thought it
I get it.
turn around. And he turns around, and she's like, To be fair, they're only like 4 years different in age.
It doesn't matter. That's your stepson.
Not anymore. Husband's dead.
No. No.
So yeah, other than
Is
that,
she hot? I mean, you know what? No, that's off
Yeah.
topic. No, I'm kidding.
so other than that really weird twist at the end, it was a good issue. So it kind of reveals that the husband was actually secretly training the wife and the son for the past couple years because he knew something was going to happen.
Okay.
So he was training them without them knowing it. So like he'd be like, "Hey, let's go do this," and it was really them learning skills that they'd be able to do.
Next is
So-
going to be like the father agrees and thinks it's right that the mom and the son.
He's
No, oop, I don't. No, doesn't matter. Gross.
So that was that issue.
Gross.
So you've got Secret Six.
Yeah, but I'm scarred from your book.
Yeah. Well, we're moving on to Secret Six now.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna make my review short because there's something else I want to get to today. Secret Six, written by Gail Simone. She wrote it pre-DCNU. She left Batgirl, now Frat Girl. It's her only book right now in DC, I believe. Don't quote me, but I believe.
She's doing Sensation Comics featuring Wonder Woman. The weekly digital first.
See? So, okay. Anyway, Secret Six. The artwork in it is really cool. This story is building to something I'm interested in. The premise is that it's 6 villains that are going to start doing some secret shit. Pretty much that kind of sums it up.
no,
Like
that makes
there's
sense. Yeah.
there's not really a lot
Do
to
they
this
play
book.
Snakes and Ladders, or what is the cover?
I believe it's What is the Secret?
Yeah, but it's also like Snakes and Ladders.
I know
right?
it's also like Scrabble with the pieces. See?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Anyways, so the art in it's pretty cool. Like, I'm a fan of the art.
Yeah. Yeah. Who's the artist?
The artist is somebody I'm not familiar with, so let me
Okay.
get to the title page. And no, it's
in the
going to be in the back.
Yeah.
It is not in the back. It is. There is no title page.
Shut your mouth.
Artist will remain unknown. It's gonna be like in the middle
I
of
know.
the book.
Where,
It is
It
in the
is, it
middle
totally
of the book.
it's on page 7.
Ken Lashley.
Yeah, I got nothing.
No, I'm not familiar with him, but dude, I like your work. Congratulations. Keep going. I like it. So it starts off with these guys showing up to get Catman. They eventually capture him, and he's in there with 6 other people. You have Talon, you have the ventriloquist, Black Alice, and these 2 other characters I'm not familiar with.
Okay.
She can make things brittle and they shatter. He can turn himself huge.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with them, but whatever. The book starts off well enough, and I enjoyed the Catman portion where he's fighting everybody in the bar. Then they're all trapped in this box, and somebody must die, and all this kind of other secret stuff's going on. It's clearly that it's building us somewhere, and I don't expect the whole first issue to have the entire story. So I was very content with it. I don't want to say I was happy, but I also wasn't angry. I'm holding judgment until the first couple are out, but it is good enough that I want to continue to read the first couple issues. So I'm on board for now.
Okay.
And that is all the review I have on that because I got save some time to get to something else.
Okay. I'll try to make my other review quick. My second review is The Kitchen, #1. This is from Vertigo. The kitchen in the title refers to Hell's Kitchen, which is a neighborhood in New York.
So not the kitchen where incest takes place, like in the names.
No.
Thank God.
And it takes place in the 70s, which in the 70s, Hell's Kitchen was one of the worst neighborhoods in
Yeah.
New York.
Oh yeah. It's-
That's why Daredevil was based out of Hell's Kitchen.
whereas now it's right off of Times Square and pretty nice.
Yeah,
That's where I
it's-
stayed when I was there.
Yeah, it got gentrified quite a bit.
The guys.
What?
The guys.
Yeah. The issue starts out at a court trial, and there's these 3 guys that are part of a local gang or mob or whatever you want to call them. They're all getting sentenced to a long prison term. They were pretty big enforcers in Hell's Kitchen, so they had a lot of people that they were under their protection. Which, if you know what that means, it means the people pay them money and nobody messes with their business. Once they go to prison, the wives, they try to keep collecting the money that their husbands' clients owed them.
How else are they going to survive?
Exactly, because that's how they made their living. And you see that one of the wives goes around and, a business is a little bit short. And she's like, okay, well, I got money. That's all I care about. I can survive another week. And then they decide, well, maybe that's not good enough. So they go to collect from a guy who's like, get out of here. I'm not going to pay you. I don't, I was paying your husband. You don't mean nothing to me. So she kind of walks away for a minute, and then she gets pissed off, and she grabs the gun and she goes and pistol whips the guy and bashes his face in pretty good.
Good for her. It's proper protection.
So they decide that they are going to, step up. They're going to take over for their husbands. They're going to run their husband's market. So they're going to be the new enforcers in the area. What they realize after making this proclamation, when they look down at this bloody body, is that the guy that they pistol whipped is the cousin of a made man.
Ooh.
Which in the mafia, if you're a made man and somebody messes with you, that person dies.
Pretty much.
You can't touch those people. So that's how the issue ends, is them realizing that they just pistol whipped the cousin of a made man.
That's Jimmy Marron's cousin. Oh, shoot.
Yeah. I thought it was a really interesting concept. There's always this outcry that none of the comics out there right now have very strong female leads. And if they do, they're in skimpy little outfits.
God willing. Or showing it to their sons.
Yeah. So these are women that are they were housewives, and they're like, we're gonna muscle up and we're gonna run this neighborhood. So I'm curious to see how they do it. I like the setting being in the 70s.
Yeah.
It's definitely more believable than if it was like 2014. They're like, hey, we're gonna go be thugs, because it goes with the culture.
No, them and Jay-Z.
Yeah, right. So yeah, it's brand new comic. Like I said, it was issue 1. So I'm on board right now. I'll give it at least a few more issues to see how it goes. If issues 2, 3, 4 aren't as good, I'll drop it, and I won't be hurt.
So it's a vertical title. Who writes it though?
So I'm not actually familiar with any of the creative team on it. I will pull it up here.
It should be in like page 7, apparently.
Right. Yeah. So it is. Yeah, they're going to do the same thing they did with yours, where they're not going to put it right there. It's going to be like the last page. So according to... Oh, here we go. It is Ollie Masters. Ming Doyle, which I do recognize that name, and I don't know why, is the artist. So
Okay.
Ollie Masters and Ming Doyle.
Okay, I'll look in. Curious what else they had done, because the concept sounds really good.
Yeah.
Lastly, before we head out, I know we're getting a little close on time, is we're going to do a letter from a listener. We have an email here. I'm going to read aloud and then comment on. So, hello, Adrian and Jay.
I'm going to interrupt you.
Yeah.
It is addressed to you and myself.
Yes.
It is not directed at me.
No, this is all directed at me. But it is. Once you hear the email, it's very clearly this is all on me. And I will rebuttal for you. Hello, Adrian and Jay. I've suffered through Adrian bashing Buffy and Whedon for 14 episodes now. It's going to be 15. I must now speak up in the defense of Buffy, Scooby's, and Angel's adventures. Adrian said that the show sucked after season 3 because the show featured the supporting cast so heavily. Sure, season 4 and 5 and most of 6 of Buffy sucked. However, the only thing that redeemed the show after all season 3 was the Scoobies. They made that show watchable. The titular character was busy with her inferiority complex about her superiority complex. WTF, mate. I don't want to watch someone feel shitty about feeling superior. Get over yourself, Buffy. By the end of the show, Xander Harris, the least powerful of the Scoobies, was better than Buffy. Buffy was the least evolved character by the end of the show. While all the supporting cast had grown by leaps and bounds, to quote Adrian from episode 14, her alone and the show would be horrible. It's all about the supporting cast that makes that show so great. In fact, the supporting cast of Buffy was so strong that it was able to produce an entire separate show, Angel. Angel was superior to Buffy from start to finish. Agreed. Season 4 of Angel was the low point of that show, but even as the lowest point of Angel, it was still better than the worst season of Buffy, simply because the broadcast was so strong. In short, Buffy's supporting cast was so strong it produced the great TV show and our gold star on the Whedonverse. May all hail the powerful Whedon and all that he produces, except Dollhouse. That show is shitty. Best regards. I won't give the name. So let's talk about a couple things.
Okay, so I'm gonna make sure I have not seen Buffy. I have not seen Angel, so
That's right.
I cannot.
You cannot comment
in any way, shape, or form.
That is correct. I, however, will. So let's start with the end. Except Dollhouse, that show is shitty. Agreed.
I actually disagree with that. I enjoyed
Jay,
that
this
show.
is between me and the listener right now, buddy.
I'm just saying. That's the one thing I can weigh in on here.
Do I ever interrupt you?
All the time.
Oh shit, I do. So Okay, we can agree on that. And we can agree that Angel was better than Buffy. Again, agreed. I haven't bashed Buffy and Whedon for 14 episodes, like 6 of the 14, but I get what you're saying. That's fine. First off, I should say before I go through your email, thank you for writing your email. I actually appreciate the comments, and I get what it's like when somebody knocks something that you like. In fact, my brother knocked The Avengers, a Joss Whedon movie, this weekend, and I defended it. That's right, I defended a Whedon. I don't think all Whedon sucks. I liked Avengers. I liked Much Ado About Nothing. I loved Cabin in the Woods. I don't like Firefly, which I don't think I've said on this show yet because that gets a lot of backlash. I don't like Buffy and Angel. As far as your comment about the supporting casts, you're referring to my comment on Brooklyn Nine-Nine when I said that if it was just Andy Samberg, that show would suck, but the supporting cast is so good. That show is not called Detective Jake Peralta. It's called Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So it is all about the cast of the Nine-Nine. This show is about Buffy. It's about Buffy. It's not Buffy and the Super Friends. Are you still watching Super Friends, by the way?
I am.
Sweet.
Yes.
So I get what you're saying, and I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying you're defending something you like. There's nothing wrong with that. We can like different things. I'm saying I don't like it, and those of you who are listening, you don't have to like it either.
I'm sorry. I'm confused.
Yeah, buddy.
I've been on the internet. I don't think that's how it works. I think everybody has to like the same thing and hate the same thing, right?
Oh. Shit, I think you're right. Okay, you know what? Tweet me. No? Tweet Facebook comment?
Tweet us. Facebook comment us.
Yeah. No, like, I appreciate your email, man, and I get what you're saying. It sucks having someone not like what you like and vocally broadcast it, and you don't have a chance to argue about it. And you did. You argued here. I just don't agree with you. Like, for the sheer fact of the show's called Buffy. She's the title character, and she's the worst character on that whole show. So essentially, the show that's supposed to be up to the character sucks. Ergo, the show sucks. The supporting cast you feel is better. I don't think so. I thought they were all kind of weak. I thought it was stupid that Willow. I'm gonna take that back so I don't get hate mail.
I was gonna say, are you about to say you think it's stupid Willow's gay?
I don't think it's stupid that Willow's gay. I felt like in this show she became gay because Oz and her broke up, so she went to that as being the next best option. Like, I just don't.
Wait, she was dating the Wizard of Oz?
Yeah, he was
Weird.
also a werewolf,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Yeah, Jay, don't watch it. And also, like, I can't bash it too hard because between you, me, and the email commenter and our viewers, my wife loves Buffy. So it's a house divided, that's for sure. But thanks for your email. Yeah, if you want to comment again, dude, feel free to email us again.
And that goes for everybody watching.
Oh,
or
absolutely.
listening.
Yeah.
We have the email account, we have the Facebook, we have the Twitter.
Yep.
I think you can comment on our episodes on Podbean. I know you can leave iTunes feedback. I don't know about Stitcher. I haven't ever tried that on Stitcher.
I don't think you can on Stitcher.
But yeah, I mean, if you have anything to say about anything we're talking about, or if there's something that you want us to talk about, you want to get our opinion on something, throw some sort of contact on any of those various contact methods, and we'll definitely respond to whatever you say.
We definitely will. And hey, we're on board. Not all Whedon's bad. Like I said, I defended Avengers against my brother, so that dude can go burn in hell. Hey, have a great week, guys.
See you next time.